Hello everybody and welcome to Dev Video 9 for Nova Imperia. I'm Keith.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Shannon. So, who's up first today, Keith?
Well, under advisement from Matt, I've gone through and rebuilt some of the trade and transfer system. Some of the underlying mechanics have changed, but nothing noticeable to the player.
Aww.
On the other hand, you can now loot resources from derelict ships and combat wrecks.
Yay!
Speaking of wrecks, I think Matt has been working on combat.
Yes! Hopefully Keith's lined up a nice combat to show you guys, so you can be mesmerised by flying rockets and laser beams while I explain that I've reworked the rendering of combats to Z-order all of the ships and particle effects that you can see on the screen. This doesn't really show very much in space, but the idea is that we will be making planetary combat a little bit different, where disabled ships will fall away from the screen and crash into the planet below. And to do that, we need to make further away things be painted behind things that are closer to us. And now they are. In fact, if Keith updates with the latest changes that I made this morning, we might be able to see a ship or two fall away from the combat. It's still got plenty of bugs and missing features, but it's well on its way for the next video. So, back to you, Keith.
Right, yes. I've also changed the way you move about. Previously, moving always required a destination sector to travel to. Looked simple, wasn't. Had to create a whole new system for travelling to a place that didn't exist, and then stopping you when you got there.
And we've also spent a day or two appeasing Findbugs. For those who don't know, Findbugs is a program that analyses your code and complains about the most insignificant peculiarities. Well, now it complains less at our code at least. That means it's better code. Probably. Anyway, enough from the code side. Shannon!
Well, you know that web mock-up I showed you last week? Well, now it actually works. It's not quite finished enough to go online yet, but it will be popping up sometime before the next video. Unfortunately, I'm afraid the commit challenge took up almost all of my time this week, trawling through pages of program changes, so let's swiftly move on to that. So, for those of you that don't know, every video I pick out the best commits from Matt and Keith and form a top 3. The winner gets a cake, which means at some point when they cash in, I'm going to probably be spending my life savings on dessert foods. So without further ado, let's start with third place, in which we have a tie, because I felt these two just went so well together. We've got 1313 from Keith, which is Faction Icon Fixes Bad Matt, and 1397 from Matt, which is Reverting a few of Keith's changes, Bad Keith.
Yeah, mostly this is both of us just getting a little too zealous with the commit button. Sometimes code gets into the repository that shouldn't be there. And I think Shannon's the only one who's blameless here.
At the moment.
Well, in second place, in the vein of commits that don't explain what on earth they were for, we have commit 1304 from Keith again. That's more like it. I was a bit confused here, so I looked into what was changed. It seemed to be something to do with the profile manager. What exactly did you fix here?
Well, remember last video, commit 1303 I believe?
Yeah.
Where I contemplated if Matt was ill because he only made me fix 2 things? Well, this was the rest of them.
Okay, well, finally, first place this week goes to Matt.
Woo! I win!
Commit 1357. AIs start combat when able and when they notice. Which implied to me that sometimes a ship is completely oblivious that there's an enemy sitting right beside them.
Yes, that is the case.
Okay, well, no more explanation needed, I suppose.
Yeah, they only get warned when the first ship arrives, and if they don't want to fight that, they are completely oblivious when anyone else turns up.
So that's everything for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and find us on social media.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.